Summer Birds is a picture book for much younger children, and it's about Maria Merian. I always seem to fall in love with people who are far ahead of their time, and especially women who are far ahead of their time. Maria Merian lived in the 1600s. She was born in Germany and later lived in the Netherlands. But as a young girl, as a child, she started observing butterflies and noticing that caterpillars turned into pupae and then into butterflies. She observed the life cycle of butterflies. And hard as it is to believe, at that time in Europe, adults still thought that insects came out of the air and frogs came out of the mud. They believed in spontaneous generation. And I want to specify European adults, because Asians knew, since they had been raising silkworms, they knew that butterflies came from caterpillars and that they went through a pupal stage in between. Well, Maria Merian was from a family of scientific illustrators, botanical illustrators, and printers, so she had the background in the flower prints, and there would often be butterflies on the pictures of flowers that were done in her family. She also had an uncle who brought silkworms from Asia. That trade was just starting at the time, and she got her start in observing caterpillars and butterflies in the home. If she had been known to be a student of butterfly life cycles, she could have been accused of witchcraft, because small creatures were thought of as coming from evil, coming from the devil, and that anybody who wanted to, look down in the mud and see frogs or look up at the sky and see butterflies was spending too much time on small, strange things that people didn't understand. There's always a fear of anything that you don't understand. Since I have my own background in botany and I'm married to an entomologist, I've been fascinated with Maria Merian for decades, and I was writing about her for other kinds of publications a long time ago. I wrote about her for a South American Explorer magazine probably 25 years ago, and at that time I tried to write a children's book about her because I just thought she was so special, and I really had never written a children's book before. Then just a few years ago, I pulled it out of a drawer where it had been stored and tried to get it started again, and it turned into this amazing picture book. Julie Pashkus just did the most beautiful illustrations for it, and I enjoyed the experience so much of writing something that had so few words of my own, just a very, very short story of my own, and watching how an illustrator could take those few words and make a whole world out of it. Kind of like I planted a seed and the illustrator grew it up into this beautiful book.